All right, 39. In like manner, to notice sciences of a less important character, if a musician, if a grammarian, if a poet were the subject of consideration, I could state that which each of them possesses and that which nothing more is to be expected from each, even of the philosopher himself, who alone from his abilities and wisdom professes almost everything. There is a sort of definition signifying that he who studies to learn the powers, nature, and causes of all things, divine and human, and to understand and explain the whole science of living virtuously, may justly deserve this appellation. The orator, however, since it is about him that we are considering, I do not conceive to be exactly the same character that Crassius makes him, who seemed to me to include all knowledge of all matters and sciences under the single profession and name of an orator, but I regard him as one who can use words agreeable to hear and thoughts adapted to prove, not only in causes that are pleaded in the forum, but in causes in general. Him I call an orator, and would have him besides accomplished in delivery and action, and with a certain degree of wit. But our friend Crassius seemed to me to define the faculty of an orator not by the proper limits of his art, but by the almost immense limits of his own genius. For by his definition he delivered the helm of civil government into the hands of his orator, a point which it appeared very strange to me, Scaevola, that you should grant him, when the Senate has often given its assent on affairs of the utmost consequence to yourself, though you have spoken briefly and without ornament. And M. Scaurus, who I hear is in country, at his villa not far off, a man eminently skilled in affairs of government, if he should hear that the authority which is his gravity and counsels bear with them is claimed by you, Crassius, as you say that it is the property of the orator, he would, I believe, come hither without delay, and frighten us out of our talk by his very countenance and aspect, who, though he is no contemptible speaker, yet desponds more upon his judgment in affairs of consequence than upon his ability in speaking. And if any one has abilities in both these ways, he who is of authority in the public councils and a good senator is not on those accounts an orator. And if he that is an eloquent and powerful speaker be so eminent in civil administration, he did not acquire his political knowledge through oratory. Those talents differ very much in their nature and are quite separate and distinct from each other, nor did Marcius, Cato, Publius Africanus, Quintus Metellus, Caius Laius, who were all eloquent, give lustre to their own orations and to the dignity of the republic by the same art and method. 40. It is not enjoined, let me observe, by the nature of things or by any law or custom that one man must not know more than one art. And therefore, though Pericles was the best orator in Athens and was also for many years director of the public councils in that city, the talent for both those characters must not be taught to belong to the same art because it existed in the same man. Nor, if Publius Crassus was both an orator and a lawyer, is the knowledge of the civil law for that reason included in the power of speaking. If for any man who, while excelling in any art or science, has acquired another art or science in addition, shall represent that his additional knowledge is a part of that in which he previously excelled, we may, by such a mode of argument, pretend to play well at tennis or counters is a part of the knowledge of civil law, because Publius Mucius was skilled in both, and by partly of parity of reasoning, those whom the Greeks call natural philosophers may be regarded as poets, because Empedocles, the natural philosopher, wrote an excellent poem. But not even the philosophers themselves, who would have everything as their own right to be theirs and in their possession, have the confidence to say that geometry or music is a part of philosophy, because all acknowledge Plato to have been eminently excellent in those sciences. And if it be still your pleasure to attribute all sciences to the orator, it will be better for us rather to express ourselves to this effect, that since eloquence must not be bald and unadorned, but marked and distinguished by a certain pleasing variety of manifold qualities. It is necessary for a good orator to have heard and seen much, to have gone over many subjects in thought and reflection, and many also in reading, though not so as to have taken possession of them as his own property, but to have tasted of them as things belonging to others. For I confess that the orator should be a knowing man, not quite a tyro or novice in any subject, not utterly ignorant or inexperienced in any business of life.